Welcome to the Jaron Jarvis channel. I am Jaron Jarvis. Today, I would like to introduce to you, The Paranormal is Different to What You Think Part 2. Part 1. My name is Brian Gerting. In the last part of my story, I explained to you how the paranormal works, and also gave you an overview of one of my strangest cases. Today, I'm back to tell you of the case that followed that, the case of a surreal ticket arcade on a time-worn pier. Note that this wasn't a case I was assigned, more one I stumbled across out of my own curiosity. Having left Balderidge, Nat and I stormed off into the night, looking to find a place to stay. The roads were still fairly lit and not too busy, meaning navigating them was refreshingly easy. After driving for an hour or so, we found a small inn called the Charity Grace, and I parked her up in a safe-looking place at the back of the building. I walked up to the front desk, asking for one room. The woman standing there looked 21 at most, with fair red hair running down to her elbows. The way she moved wasn't unusual, but if you studied it for a few seconds you would swear it could have been like animation frames repeating. She maintained full eye contact as she took my cash and handed me my key in a surprisingly organic way. "Your room is 37A. Please enjoy your stay with us, and have a good night," she chirped, a cheerful smile growing across her face. Feeling too tired to deal with more otherworldly stuff today, I thanked her and retreated to 37A, a comfortable little room overlooking the sea. I let the sounds of the waves carry me off to sleep. I had a dream that night. I was back in Emmanuel's house with both him and Mary, except they were younger. They were dancing around the room to a generic-sounding tune on the radio, looking happy as ever. This continued for a while until their facial expressions shifted. They kept dancing, making full eye contact at me. "You let us die." Emmanuel screamed. "You could have saved us." Mary cried. "Why didn't you try harder?" echoed the long-forgotten voice from my wife behind my shoulder. This looped, and as it did Emmanuel and Mary began to age fast, their voices becoming demonic. Their skin and flesh started to rot from their bones, bleeding flies and insects, and as I felt a cold heavy hand on my shoulder, I woke up in sweats. It was 8 a.m. Realizing I wouldn't sleep after that, I went for a morning walk, and after 30 minutes walking across the stand I stumbled across an old leisure pier. By now most of the shops either hadn't opened or wouldn't open again, but one building stuck out like a sore thumb, an arcade. It looked like an Apple store with how modern it was. I loved arcades, so I decided to head in. Upon opening the door and entering, I received a weird sensation of weightlessness. I patted myself down and looked. Instead of wearing my usual suit with a blue tie, I was in a full white jumpsuit, with some kind of watch on my left wrist. Where had my stuff gone? Not happy with entering into an environment like this unequipped, I turned around to leave. "You know, if you leave now, you may never come back," an old voice boomed. A frail-looking old man descended some marble stairs in the corner of this painfully white room, before coming to a rest on the last one and sitting on it. "Who are you?" I asked, walking towards him cautiously. "And what do you mean I can't come back?" He looked me up and down, analyzing me. "I can sense why this place appeared to you. It appears to those in need when they most need it, and you're holding a lot back. Welcome to the Nexus Arcade, young man, a converging point in time where those who need to appreciate the value of what they have are put to the test to see whether or not they truly deserve it." He got up and began to walk, and motioned me to follow. We walked through some double doors into a long, luminous hallway. He continued, "This place is like any arcade really, except the machines play you. Everything you experience here is about growing as a person and furthering your ability to be a good soul. Every time you conquer a machine, you'll receive an amount of points equal to the difficulty of the task. Points will be shown on your wrist monitor. Now, through these doors please." I walked through the large doors, and my jaw dropped in shock. The room I was currently stood in was the size of 2 football stadiums combined, and it had thousands of contraptions. Each row was marked with a difficulty and a point band, easy, 100 to 300, and in each row there was easily 1,000 machines. The old man appeared next to me again. "You can only play the same machine once each day." "Each day? Wait, How long am I here for then? I responded, not sure what he meant. I meant what I said, if you leave here willingly or by force, you can't come back. You're here for as long as you want. The glowing door at the back. He pointed to a large illuminated doorway that was almost impossible to not see when you step through that. You'll become immediately refreshed, but a day will have passed. Okay, I replied, looking up at the massive prize list. So what prize am I supposed to be playing for? He looked at me, half smirking. Why, the same prize everyone does surely. When you enter here, your most loved person or possession is entered as a prize for anyone to win. My heart dropped. I didn't want to believe it. I read through the large list as fast as I could, until I froze in horror. There it was, prize 827,461,786, getting vehicle, 9 million points.